Veterans re-entering civilian life face many challenges, including finding a job. Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Welcome to this edition of Military Makeover, Operation Career. Today, inspirational stories of former servicemen and women who have reinvented themselves and are thriving at companies who value their unique skills. Amway is one of the most successful direct selling companies in the world, manufacturing some of the most popular products in health, well-being, cookware, beauty, and much, much more. It's an American company operating in more than 100 countries. The success of the company is heavily based on their independent business owners, many of which are veterans and their spouses. Take a look at this.
My name is David Coley. I spent 32 years in the military, just serving in some of the most austere places around the world.
My name is Sharon Coley, and grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and we met at the Air Force Academy. And from there, we started our Air Force careers, which I ended up being in uniform for 28 years before retirement.
Amway's a business that is all about helping people, everyday Americans, have access to business ownership and try entrepreneurship. We've been doing this here in the United States for 65 years. In fact, Amway is actually the name of our company because it's a combination of the words American way. And we're proud to support almost 300,000 Americans across every state and community that are pursuing small business ownership through selling our products to their customers. We take the quality of our health and well-being products very seriously. I am pleased to work with colleagues that are scientists and researchers that are constantly looking at ways to ensure that our products are of the highest quality for our customers, but also using innovative science and technology to bring about effective products to help people live a healthier and better life. We actually farm over 6,000 acres of organic farmland to grow the plants that we ultimately turn into many of our products, like our high-quality supplements. In fact, we're so proud of the quality of our products that we're pleased to offer something called the Amway Promise, which actually includes a 180-day satisfaction guarantee on most of our products.
I first found out about Amway at a track meet. And at the track meet, I heard someone say to my uncle, they called him Dick, they said, "Hey Dick, you ought to get him one of them Amway water treatment systems." I ended up calling him and said, "Uncle Richard, are you in Amway?" He said, "I sure am." I said, "Well, can you sponsor me?" Because, if my uncle was in it, it had to be good.
We knew in our profession, you can't wear a military uniform forever. And at some point, we knew there was something that we were going to want to transition to that would allow us to still really serve and help people. And we saw this as a vehicle to do that.
We view Amway as a way that everyday Americans can have a low barrier to entry on-ramp to pursuing entrepreneurship or business ownership. We provide the tools, the support, the products, the supply chain to help them acquire customers, build their customer base, and build their business.
To win in this environment, you've got to become the very best version of yourself. And so it's a safe environment where, like I said, people can fall down. We're gonna pick you back up and go, hey, you can do it, keep going, keep going. And there's just a camaraderie that we built up. We even find the young people especially love the camaraderie, the mindset.
Veterans obviously learn so many valuable skills during their service. And there are so many of those skills that translate so perfectly to what it takes to be a successful Amway independent business owner. Veterans obviously have important experience working in difficult situations. They know the value of hard work. Veterans also know the value of working as a team. Teamwork is critical to any branch of the military, any unit or part of the military being successful in their mission. And for Amway independent business owners, those two values are clear overlaps.
And so you're not out there, like David said, on your own just trying to figure it out. And so it becomes a turnkey business from the product aspect, but also from the how-to aspect. And when you put that together, it's a very simple business to enter. And I like to say, I don't want to don't confuse simple with easy, because being very, very simple doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be very, very easy.
One of the reasons that we looked at this model, this opportunity to own our own business, because we really truly, we wanted to own our own business, is it was so flexible. It was something that was going to allow us to work on our time, particularly as a military couple, that's going to move around quite a bit. We couldn't establish a brick and mortar and then move Otherwise, that brick and mortar is probably not going to last. So this gave us a lot of flexibility.
Whether you're a husband and wife military couple, or maybe just one person is in the military and someone is not, you often find that you're in two very different career fields. And this was something that any couple in any capacity can come together and build together, and it gets you on the same sheet of music. But to be a part of something bigger than yourself, like I mentioned, a bigger community, that you can still continue to serve this country in a different capacity is what we were looking for, and we found it here for sure.
Nestled in the heart of California, just minutes away from the state capitol, Jessup University isn't just a place for learning. It's a community built for veterans by veterans. The university ignites veterans' ambitions with personalized education, faith-fueled learning, and a thriving atmosphere offering more than 60 programs for purpose-driven futures.
I served in the United States Army for 10 years. I was a combat infantryman, so I deployed twice in those years, first to Iraq in 2006 and then to Afghanistan in 2009.
I am a Marine Corps veteran. I served for 4 years, stationed out at Camp Pendleton for most of that. Went on one deployment to Kuwait for about 6 months.
I'm in the Army Reserve, been in 18 years. I've served many different commands. I currently serve in what's called an RSG, a regional support group. And so our job is to bring the life support to an operation.
I served in the United States Army, and I served 4 years on active duty. Then I joined the National Guard, which I was in the National Guard for 6 years.
Our mission statement says that we're here to educate transformational leaders for the glory of God, and we do that in partnership with the local church. We serve over 1,400 students here at Jessup, including undergraduate students, online students, and graduate students, and we serve them in about 30 academic programs. Jessup prides itself on being a faith-based institution. When you drive up the driveway, we have a sign that says Christ-centered education. So that's really embedded in all that we do.
The faith-based community and the faith-based curriculum at Jessup was definitely one of the things that called me.
It just made sense to me to go to a faith-based organization. I felt like I would be able to pursue and develop the spiritual gifts that I have by being in an environment that supported my beliefs and values.
The faith-based curriculum here at Jessup really helped bring me back in my faith. It really helped bring me back to some new roots that I had forgotten about during my military service.
We're actually very well served by our veterans because they come here with a mission. They come here with a purpose. And what we're able to do at Jessup is we're able to break down the barriers that they encounter so that they can have a successful academic experience.
But what's really important on a standpoint of what we do here at Jessup is helping them integrate into our Jessup community. We need what the veterans offer, but our veterans need what Jessup offers. And it's so neat to see them do this.
When I came to William Jessup, I was definitely in a very transitional period. I was struggling to find my new identity, struggling to find my place in this society. It was a faculty member that pulled me aside, who was also a veteran. And he's the one who carried me over to the Veterans Club that was newly founded. There was only 3 members at the time, and convinced me to be part of it and to be part of a new mission, a new directive that would be influential and also play a part that is meaningful on this campus.
The advice that I would offer to somebody who's transitioning is definitely, I would encourage them to talk to other veterans that are transitioning or have recently transitioned, as well as veterans who have successfully transitioned. I think it's really key to get wisdom from all 3 of those areas.
That's probably one of the biggest parts that a lot of vets suffer when they first get out and they're transitioning is feeling alone. You go from the camaraderie and the family feeling of being in a unit to suddenly by yourself with a whole bunch of people who don't understand you.
What I notice is that with a lot of veterans, the military is a huge part of their purpose, if not their purpose. And so when they get out and they don't have that anymore, it can feel really isolating.
Just find that purpose. Find the reason why God brought you here. If you don't know it, we're going to help you find it.
I would definitely tell them to come check out Jessup and come to the administration's office and have them speak to one of the veterans representatives here.
I would say it's never too late to get an education. I would say that the skills that they have obtained in their service will serve them well in academia.
My time here at Jessup was very well supported by the faculty. The faculty here are just absolutely amazing. They love the students. They care about the students individually, not just as a class or as a body. Their priority was my priority.
Having that type of support from a staff member, it means a lot, and it actually it made me want to try harder. It made me want to put more into it, because the value of the time that was given to me is what I wanted to reflect in the work that I was putting out.
We're proud to say that we serve veterans by participating in a number of programs, including the Yellow Ribbon Program and also the U.S. Women's Foundation Legacy Scholarship Program.
There are a lot of resources here at Jessup that can help you be successful. And being here on campus at Jessup and having a firsthand experience with the staff, with the faculty, the teachers, everyone, it really reflects what it portrays.
Well, you'll experience a life-changing moment as soon as you step on campus. You'll experience a group of people who care about you as a veteran, regardless of your experience. We accept all, and we will love you the same.
And I highly recommend that any veteran look for a university like what Jessup has.
Our campus community is made stronger by our veterans, and we would encourage any that would want to come here to consider to apply.
What's important to Jessup is our veterans know that what their service matters to us. We have to let them know here at Jessup their service matters to us, and it matters to God.
South Carolina is home to some of the country's most important military installation and is dedicated to supporting its large veteran community. The South Carolina Department of Veterans Affairs, the SCVA, is proud of those who have served and wants to help them as they transition into the next phase of their lives.
SCDVA is only 4 years old as a fully functioning cabinet-level agency. Currently serving in the governor's cabinet as the agency's secretary is Major General retired Todd B. McCaffrey.
Our mission really boils down to one very simple, very complex, very difficult to achieve kind of criteria. It's to help veterans thrive in South Carolina. Veterans leave military service across the United States, across generations, and they all seek opportunities to thrive in their post-military life. And the legislature and the governor several years ago recognized that by elevating this position to a cabinet-level official, you provide visibility on the 393,000 veterans in South Carolina, and nearly 1 out of 10 individuals in South Carolina are veterans. So the department does think there's 4 functions that are important for veterans. Number 1, we help veterans gain the benefits to which they're entitled. We integrate the capabilities of entities across the state that have an interest in veterans. That could be nonprofits, for-profits, academic institutions, et cetera. We advocate for the military in South Carolina. We advocate for the active and reserve components footprint in South Carolina. And finally, part of our role is to inform the public about veterans and veteran programs. So we have these 4 functions which are core to what this department does.
This young state agency's biggest challenge has been coordinating officials and nonprofit services in 46 South Carolina counties. Leading the charge is the highly decorated former tank commander, Colonel retired David Roselle, Director of Operations.
The South Carolina Department of Veterans Affairs really does focus on South Carolina veterans and their families. When I think about the mission of South Carolina Department of Veterans Affairs, it's pretty simple. I look at one word, and that's to thrive. It's so easily mistaken as the United States Department of Veterans Affairs, and or VA for short. The point of transition from military service, whether you serve 3 days or 30 years, that is the most difficult time. That transition is the point at which you got to have everything together, because the failure that occurs during transition stays with you the rest of your life.
It's difficult while in the military to focus on anything but your mission, and not being informed about the benefits you're entitled to is an all too common occurrence.
I went in the Navy in 1989. and I was in for a year and a half. I didn't think I served long enough to be eligible for benefits, and my wife would tell me for years to, at least apply and try. It may be beneficial. And I was at my doctor's office, and he encouraged me because he saw how certain health issues was progressing. I found help through the South Carolina Department of Veteran Affairs, and it was really a painless process. What I discovered was I was eligible for health care benefits, first off. Secondly, I was eligible for VA disability. And thirdly, discovered I was eligible for educational benefits, which actually pays for my education completely. And I recently discovered that because I am 100% disabled, permanent and total, that my children's education, they received educational benefits.
To connect all of the entities in South Carolina that provide services and care to veterans and their families, SCDVA created a dynamic statewide partnership, the South Carolina Veterans Coalition.
So the South Carolina Veterans Coalition is really the basis of everything that I do. And the purpose of it was to integrate all the agencies in South Carolina that support veterans. A coalition to come together and say, yes, we want to support veterans statewide. Just because you're getting service in one county, the county next to you may not have any veteran services. Hey, let's support your neighboring county. So I really think in the last year then, as we've developed this South Carolina Veteran Coalition, we believe that we do have wraparound services for veterans in the state of South Carolina.
While the vast majority of transitioning veterans served honorably and are healthy, we cannot forget those with wounds both visible and invisible. Veterans Coalition partner, the Big Red Barn Retreat, is working to meet that need.
What we work out here is with our veterans and first responders to help them move out of a place of suffering to a place where they can struggle well. What I mean from that is a place where they can take everything that's happened in their life and turn that into a positive.
So Warrior Path and Struggle Well are programs that are designed to deliver what we call post-traumatic growth. And post-traumatic growth takes into consideration the experiences of post-traumatic stress and other challenges in life, and really takes it to the next level to where you can holistically approach taking life in a more positive sense.
So our membership as a coalition with the SCDVA is one where we are able to refer one another to the right networks, pool our resources, and ultimately we have one purpose, that is to help our service members.
Understanding the need, then having a resource to provide them is what we have to do. And so that's ultimately the South Carolina Veteran Coalition. And to do that, what we use is a Salesforce-based platform called Combined Arms. And so with Combined Arms, then we do it all on a phone. So that when I do an interview with you, right, and so I'm a representative of the state, or I'm a mentor, or I'm just an elder statesman, and I want to connect with veterans, and you say, you know what, I'm having a real problem with this. And I can say, hey, let's go in and build a profile for you. And then you can take a look based on your zip code or statewide and see if that resource is right for you.
Success for us is helping each veteran achieve their definition of thriving, help a veteran move from where they are today to a position of being thriving. We're in the business of trying to attract veterans to South Carolina. We have 393,000 today. We'd like to boost that number. The state legislature and the governor and others have done a number of programs trying to attract veterans as they leave military service to this state. The welcome mat is out for veterans in South Carolina.
For more information about the South Carolina Department of Veterans Affairs and their programs, visit scdva.sc.gov.
Great to see that after sacrificing so much to their military service, today's veterans have found careers where they've been able to shine. I'm Montel Williams. Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Military Makeover, Operation Career. We'll see you next time.